Wow, this is Lena, and you're watching Lena's Life. Yep, I am just waking up on this beautiful, gorgeous New Mexico winter morning, and just so grateful. Just so grateful to God for so many things, for teaching me amazing things that allows me to change and to grow and to um, finally get out of myself, my own vain thoughts, and my own pride. Because pride can hit you one of two ways. Either it can be a self deprecating kind of pride or a self exalting kind of pride, the kind that, everybody would label as pride. It's like, oh, I'm the best and there is no other. That whole level of pride, or that way of being in which you raise yourself up over others. And then there's the more subtle kind of pride, the kind that kind of comes in through the back door, and it makes you feel like by being broken that you're somehow not being prideful. It's a self-deprecating kind of way of looking at yourself. And if someone says something that you don't want to hear, or they say something that challenges you, or God forbid, that would call to question your motives and your heart, you'll react instead of, cause you to draw in and think about what the person's saying. You're just reactionary. I found out that I'm very hypersensitive. So when, for instance, I go to a doctor and they do like a reflex test, with the little hammer thing on the knee, my leg just goes shoom. It just moves, because it's highly reactionary. And I realized that that's how I am as a person. And that's not good. That is not a healthy way to live life, is to constantly be reactionary to what people say. And I find myself looking back at my childhood and going, wow, I've been this way my whole life. Thinking that it was like just a weakness and just being sensitive, or whatever. And saying, well, that's okay. It's how God made me, right? It's how I've been created by God. So if God doesn't have a problem with me being this way, then I shouldn't, make a big deal about it. People should just walk around me if they don't like how I am. Well, I have learned, and this was through a message just yesterday, and through what we've been through with the Global Witness, and how Mark and I reacted. I learned personally. I'm not going to speak for Mark. We're going to do a separate video addressing certain things and stuff. But I've learned that if I'm offended by anything, even if it's like, it doesn't matter if a person wronged you or not. It doesn't matter if they said something derogatory about you, or if they made fun of you, or, I mean, that's not even the issue. The issue is this. The issue is that in your reaction, you're just demonstrating that you're not dead yet, that you're not at the place in your life where nothing can hurt you. And I think that that's one of the things that Derek Rose was trying to share about the movie V for Vendetta, is that the main character, went through his personal hell, and he went to the lowest place. And so did the other character in the movie, the woman. She was stripped of everything. They cut her beautiful hair off, and she lost her identity or whatever in herself, but she gained her identity in understanding that there's nothing that anyone can do to you to hurt you. The only reason that you experience pain in this life is because you allow that pain to become a part of you. And as a child of God, you don't have to live there. You don't have to live in pain. You don't have to struggle with offense and criticism. And so everything that you feel is wrong about others and their conversation with you, or if they say something and you get bothered by it, it's actually your problem. So people would say, but you don't understand. You don't understand what they said, what they did. I mean, they lied about me. I mean, I should have, the ability to not, to be offended. No, it's your fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. The offense is my fault. I mean, it's like, if I find myself bothered, it's my fault. Because the goal for all of us in this life is to get to the place where we are just pure vessels of love and grace, and where we even rejoice when people say that we rejoice when people say things about us, that we rejoice when others test us. And you know what? The reason those things happen, it's not because they're bad people. It's because God wants to show us that there's a better way to live, that we don't need to live in the offense, that we don't need to worry about what others think about us, and that all we need to focus on is loving, forgiving, and being an example of God to them. So many people are hurting. Life is too short to live it offended. You cut short abilities to relate and to be able to have compassion for others when all you're thinking about is your own self. I've learned that lesson. I've learned that lesson. That offense is my problem. And when I cannot be bothered by it, then I know that I've risen above it and that I have put on true humility. Because humility is not found in recognizing the pain. Humility is found in not living in the pain. Well, I don't want to make this a long video, but I just wanted to share my heart this morning and to encourage you guys to not allow yourselves to get offended, and to realize that whenever you do get bothered by someone's words or something happens that challenges you and makes you feel bad, realize that many times that place, the place where that comes from is from pride itself. The original sin, the original wrongdoing, if you want to say, of mankind was the sin of pride. Thinking that he could take the place of God, and not recognizing that in order to be first, you need to be willing to be the last. In order to be exalted, you need to be willing to be subjugated and disciplined. That the meek are the ones who will inherit the earth. That the poor in spirit will see God. That the merciful will show mercy, will be given mercy. It's a great lesson to learn, and I'm just grateful. I'm thankful to God that He's given me the opportunity to learn these lessons, and I wish I would have learned them sooner. I wish I would have learned them sooner. But I'm learning them now. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys a little bit later.